Hello everyone, Cleverful back again with another episode of Montezuma, our first real series in the Age of Empires 2 definitive campaigns. I'll be playing on hard difficulty as well as trying to get every Steam achievement on this difficulty. So up to this point, actually, we haven't had any Steam achievements for any of the campaigns that we've done so far. None for the William Wallace besides completing it, none for the Art of War at all besides getting the gold medals. This one actually does have a Steam campaign associated with this time. So for Quetzalcoatl, there is going to be a ally civilization that will be getting run over by Cortez at the start. I know this because I've actually played this one before. And it's called Tabasco. And those guys are basically just get absolutely rolled by the Spanish at the start, and it's totally fine to let them die, but for the achievements to proc, we actually have to prevent that from happening. So let's see if we can actually do that, because I think I've let Tabasco die every single time. We'll have to move a little bit quickly here. Let's go ahead and get started.
Passed down to you by Cuauhtémoc, Jaguar warrior of Tenochtitlan. Another omen. The lake around the great city of Tenochtitlan rose and boiled. It foamed until it washed against the houses of the city, sweeping many of them into the lake. I accompanied our dignitaries to meet with the new arrivals. We journeyed towards the coast, through the lands of our enemies, the Tlaxcala. When we emerged from the forest, the strangers welcomed us, although they kept their weapons nearby. I told them that we were Aztecs, representatives of the great Montezuma. Their leader said that his people were Spanish, and he named himself Cortés, although he seemed pleased when we referred to him as Quetzalcoatl. Although their armor and animals seem otherworldly, they did not seem like gods to me.
Because they weren't.
We presented Cortés gifts of finest cotton and plumes of bird feathers, but he seemed more interested in the gold ornaments. He asked again and again if there was more gold to be found in Tenochtitlan. By now, Cortés had advanced all the way to the lands of the Tlaxcala. There was initial warfare made between Tlaxcala and the Spanish. However, when Cortés heard stories about the size of Tenochtitlan and the number of our brave Aztec warriors, he suggested that the Spanish and the Tlaxcala join forces and attack the Aztecs.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a secondary aspect of that. All right, so the main objectives here are to defeat the Tlaxcala. The hints tell us the Aztecs can reach the Imperial Age, but are restricted to a population limit of 100. Again, Tabasco, our ally, is dangerously close to the enemies. It may be possible to save the town. This is what we're going to try to do, but do not despair if Tabasco is destroyed. Do not slay the Spanish beasts if they can be of some use, and the dense rainforest is home to many jaguars, so we should be cautious. Scouts report that the Aztecs of Montezuma, which is us, have a small fortress to the south. In the center of the map is a large set of cliffs, and north of this is my ally, Tabasco in orange. We gotta prevent these guys from dying, damn it. To the west is the sprawling city of our enemies, the Tlaxcala, in the red. The Tlaxcala army is composed of archers, skirmishers, and eagle warriors, led by monks. Their production might be slowed by an early attack. To the east are the Spanish in blue. Their motives are unknown, but it is very likely that the Spanish are far more powerful than the Tlaxcala. Defeating their cavalry and swordsmen will require siege weapons, as their fortress is protected by cannon.
We do not know the intentions of these Spanish arrivals. For now, our enemies are the Tlaxcala.
I don't really know how I'm going to prevent these guys from defeating my friends. Let's just put the first 4 guys on Jaguar duty for now, or woodcutting duty for now. Do we have a suitable stone mine at all? We're already in the castle age, which is nice. Yeah, I really fail to see how we're gonna be able to save them here.
The Spanish are attacking our allies in Tabasco. We must come to their aid.
I think we need to go skirmishers. How the heck are we supposed to prevent these guys from being destroyed? I think we'd have to somehow buy... Yeah, we'd have to somehow buy... Get stone here. Of course. Freaking jaguar.
Our runners have confirmed that the Spanish and Tlaxcala have formed an alliance against us. Now we must do battle with them both.
Oh no, I'm gonna lose that villager. Oh, somehow she got both? Nice. I think the best I can do is maybe...
The Spanish armies are dangerous because of the beasts they ride into battle. If we could capture these animals, then the Spanish would be much less of a threat.
I maybe steal some horses at the outset? This is gonna be really hard.
This is the pen where we will corral the captured Spanish horses.
Yeah, I guess we could prevent them from dying if we manage to build a castle.
It is to no avail. The Spanish beasts and weapons are more powerful than our warriors. Tabasco is lost.
What? So they just straight up... They straight up just die. I don't know if we can do this on hard difficulty. I straight up don't even know if it's possible. Yeah, they just straight up freaking resigned. Very interesting. Okay. So we resigned. Let's not look at too much of the map. I'm primarily interested in what they were sending at us. They sent... conquistadors and a battering ram. So I think we would need... Oh my gosh, that's gonna be difficult. I think we will need... We need to save their town center. Their town center is in the worst possible place. The only thing that I could maybe think of is if we somehow stole their horses. Yeah, if we somehow stole their horses and came back before the horse died, we'll have to try that. Do the horses become anything? They become like Tarkans or something, right? Alright, let's give this a second try.
We do not know the intentions of these Spanish arrivals. For now, our enemies are the Tlaxcala.
Banku. Ok. Bantelwon. Ku. Ok. Ok. Bantelwon.
So we need a really good plan. I feel like this is going to be super difficult.
But nay, axe.
Bantelwon. Ku. Ok. Jonke.
I have 5 on farms. I need a 6 at least. I don't think 2 skirmishers is going to do anything. The answer has to be that I get the horses. And I think the only way I can reasonably expect that to happen is if I build Eagle Scouts. Eagle Warrior costs 200 food, 200 gold. Yeah, I just can't. It's not viable.
Ok. Outside.
The Spanish are attacking our allies in Tabasco. We must come to their aid.
I know there's stone in the top right. How the heck are we gonna come to their aid, dude? They're getting annihilated. I straight up don't even know if it's possible to do it on hard difficulty. We have to take out that ram. Next villager needs to produce food.
Jay? Outside.
Our runners have confirmed that the Spanish and Tlaxcala have formed an alliance against us. Now we must do battle with them both.
Okay, we got the ram, which is nice. He just... What? Did you just see that, Cannon Galleon?
The Spanish armies are dangerous because of the beasts they ride into battle. If we could capture these animals, then the Spanish would be much less of a threat.
Okay. We just sniped a freaking trebuchet, or a Cannon Galleon. We got an achievement for that, so that's nice.
This is the pen where we will corral the captured Spanish horses.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, keep producing villagers. If we can build a castle there, we should be good to go.
But nay, Quetzalcoatl. Outside.
Keep producing villagers. If I can send maybe even a spearman to help them out. Move inside.
J. Axe.
Build a university so I can learn murder holes.
Outside.
Oh, they got another freaking Cannon Galleon?
Orc bantel.
Are you kidding me? Repair your thing! No! I'm pretty sure the town center is the...
The Spanish beasts and weapons are more powerful than our warriors. Tabasco is lost.
They're gonna resign. Oh my god, bro. Alright. Alright. Right, there's a lot of stuff going on at the beginning here. So right away, I'm assigning two of my villagers to food, one of my villagers to wood, and two to move forward. I also moved my scout forward because there's a jaguar in the path between us and Tabasco. This is, by the way, the hot and spicy run through for Quetzalcoatl on hard mode of the third. This is the third mission of Montezuma. So much stuff to do right now. And we are going to basically do the entire mission without letting Tabasco die to the Spanish. Now this is actually very, very difficult in this edition because the Cannon Galleons will effectively wipe out their town center as soon as the game starts almost. And as soon as their town center goes down, Tabasco will resign, which will ensure their defeat. At first I thought I'd be able to just save a couple of their villagers, but you actually really do have to focus on the town center. So you see, I have my first few created villagers on wood. These guys are going to set up the food eco as soon as possible here, and I have two villagers moving forward to build a monastery. That's why my first couple of villagers spent some time on wood. You actually don't really need to do that, but
the Spanish are attacking our allies.
It's all about keeping the economy balanced.
We must come to the raid.
So right now my scout is sitting on stand ground so he doesn't attack someone. My two villagers have begun construction of their monastery, and you can see barely like a minute and a half in, these guys are already attacking the town center. Now, there's going to be a battering ram coming from the bottom right to the top left. You're going to need to use your scouts to kill that battering ram. And there is a little bit of luck involved in this. Sometimes what will happen is the computer will send an escort of a conquistador or two, and if that happens, you basically have to restart because your scout won't be able to kill them without kill the ram without triggering the escort. Yeah, so over here at home, the next thing that we're going to try to do is get our economy rolling, get our villagers producing as quickly as possible. As you can see, we spent all of our gold now because we are creating two monks. And what the monks are going to do is that they're going to convert to the Cannon Galleons as they come out. The Cannon Galleons will actually wipe the TC. I know in the previous versions of Age of Empires 2, the Cannon Galleons would kind of just sit there.
Tlaxcala have formed an alliance against us. Now we must do battle with them both.
Alright, Aztec Warrior. Let me finish speaking. What I found is that in previous games, the Cannon Galleons would kind of just sit there and let you not really aggro on the Tabasco town center, but what I found in this version is that it will actually straight up just destroy the town center sometimes, and that'll end the game right away. So I don't really see another way to do this. As you can see, the Cannon Galleons are coming here. Now they don't immediately aggro the town center, but they will aggro the town center eventually if you just let it sit there. And because the town center is on the coastline, there's really nothing you can do to protect it. So now that I have my two villagers finished with the monastery, I'm going to have them repair any damage to the town center. And also to make sure that there is someone inside the town center so that the town center can at least shoot back against the enemies. I find that when you put the villagers in your friend's town center, he's more likely to garrison his villagers inside as well, which is really nice. So now I have those two monks standing by, waiting for the Cannon Galleons to attack. And once they start attacking the town center, I'm going to send the monks to convert them so that they won't get one shot by the town center. Spanish Cannon Galleons are very, very strong because their cannonballs move basically twice as fast, which will effectively be undodgeable by your monks. Your monks will not be able to do anything. You won't have the gold to research any text to boost their HP just yet, so that you won't be able to tank any shots. Now right there what I did was I had a really good early game at the start, so I decided to go ahead and make a save. I was hoping to do this all in one go without having to do a save, and I actually ended up being able to do that, which was really nice. But I've already tried this early game with the Cannon Galleon going straight to the town center so many times that I've gotten pretty sick of doing it. So now, as you can see, I have 4 villagers on gold. This is mostly so that I can continue monk production. That gold pile will actually run out very quickly. My next 6 villagers are going to go on stone so that I can get castles up as soon as possible. There's a lot of stone on this map, so definitely be sure to build as many castles as you can. I try to build, you'll see where I build them, but I build a ton of castles this game. The Cannon Galleons haven't really aggroed yet for whatever reason, so I'm going to use this opportunity to have my monks try to convert a conquistador at least, but it fails. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my villager go to this top left bottleneck right here and wall it off. This wall off will effectively prevent red team, Tlaxcala, from having easy access to my base. Tlaxcala will send a small force of archers and eagle warriors to attack you, basically in like 2 more minutes or so. And these guys, if they get into your base, will effectively end the game for you, so you can't let them do that. So the wall off that I sent my villager there to do is obviously to stem the tide over there. So I managed to convert a conquistador. I had to micro my monks to save him here so that he would survive against the conquistador men-at-arms 1v2. And he does, which is really nice. So already paying it dividends. Having a couple conversions there is really, really nice, because if you manage to convert a conquistador or 2, then you can actually protect your monks and your repair villagers before you get a chance to get a TC up there so that you can replenish them easily. So now, in preparation for Red's attack force, we are going to wall off at our base. You can see I've already placed a gate at the second entrance there, and there are 2 more pathways there that I need to block. 3 more rather. There's one on the left that I just assigned, and there's 2 more on the right hand side that I haven't done just yet. So again, so far not so much beyond having the food to keep my town center producing villagers. I'm not really using food for anything else, so I only have 6 food gatherers here. The important thing is I really want to get my castle as soon as possible, and having stone is very useful here as well, because I'm about to wall off the last 2 remaining sides. So you may have noticed in the mini-map that there's a green dot at the top there being attacked. That is my monastery. And we're just going to let the monastery die to Tlaxcala's force. It basically slows them down for a little bit so that you can get your walls up. It's a nice early warning system there. You can see them attacking my monastery down there. Our monastery has basically served its purpose. It's produced 2 monks. I might have 3. No, it's produced 3 monks. And having 3 monks there is actually really, really nice, both for heals and for insurance in case you lose one. That's why I sent my villagers to mine gold first instead of food, so that I could get enough gold to produce a 3rd monk. So now I'm monitoring the progress of the red attack force to make sure that by the time that they arrive, I'll have them nice and funneled in. My walls are complete now on the right hand side, so I'm good to go. My villager there has discovered the gold pile in the center that's effectively blocked off. It's very, very safe, so I'm going to have her build a mining camp there. And my boys are building a castle at home. And this castle is just insurance so that I can research my text, produce jaguars and all that from home pretty easily. Plus it covers the entire right side very nicely there. I will say though that the right side is not really in too much danger. Your actual base is not actually too much danger for most of this. I am primarily focused on saving Tabasco, the world famous Tabasco sauce. And again, I'm just keeping tabs on that town center, making sure that it doesn't go down. I'm waiting for those Cannon Galleons to show up again, because that's when the town center will get in really, really big trouble. I see that the red attack force is about to make its way south. And I thought it was going to make its way south to where my castle was, but I was actually wrong, because I had actually left an opening here. As you can see, like 2 or 3 guys walk through. And I needed to wall that off, so I had my 1 gold villager there wall it off. And right as they walled it off, actually, not even. I didn't actually even manage to wall them off, so they're going to go to the left-hand side wall there. Yep. Yeah, but fortunately I had a secondary wall there. So you see how instead of having direct access to my base from the west side to the south side, they had to go kill my monastery and wrap all the way around. It bought me a lot of extra time. Otherwise, they would have arrived at my base like maybe a minute or so earlier. And here you can see that I actually almost lose the town center. This was a really scary moment in the game. So I had to unload both my villagers and immediately start repairing. It drops down to like 24 HP or something, some ridiculously low number. And then I send all my monks to convert that Cannon Galleon. Now, fortunately, because the Cannon Galleon was focused on destroying the town center, it didn't actually kill any of my monks, which is really nice. Trying to convert one of those things with just one monk, even if you walk the monk right up next to it, is not going to be very feasible. I did try that strategy many times, but the Cannon Galleons basically ended up just one-shotting my monks every single time. So I see that they're attacking my walls there. I'm not too concerned just yet. I have my university up, and I think I have fortified a wall up, so I'm doing just fine. No, I don't. No, I don't have fortified wall up. I'm just researching it now, but I will have fortified walled up before they close on in. And I'm actually not super worried by them. I'm still primarily concerned with Tabasco here. You can see there in the bottom right corner, I unlocked Pleasant Peasant, which is 1,000 farms built by your villagers. So that's nice. I was going to get that sooner or later. Anyway. Earlier, also on an earlier try, I was fiddling around with a strategy where I created 4 Eagle Scouts with my starting gold, and then went and tried to kill Cannon Galleons just like on the shallows. That obviously was not a good strategy. I tried that a few times and it just never worked because the scouts would just die and I'd be out all my gold, and there were too many Cannon Galleons for them to kill. Trying to kill Cannon Galleons with Eagle Scouts is really something else. But in the course of that, I actually unlocked the one where you have a melee unit destroy a ship, which I thought was pretty funny. I actually do that again in this video too. So if I didn't get it in a previous try, I would have gotten it in this video. So somehow my Eagle Scout dies there. But both my repair villagers are still alive. Right now I'm just doing some repairs on the Tabasco town center to make sure it stays up. And I'm constructing a castle on the bottom left to fend off those invaders. I actually think I lose that castle without noticing later on. But it served its purpose basically to clear those guys out. So now I'm going ahead and researching Eagle Warrior so that I can produce Eagle Warriors clearly. Eagle Warriors are really good because they actually have pierce armor. They're pretty bad against conquistadors. Your Civ type is at a pretty big disadvantage, I'd say, against the Spanish. But Eagle Warriors can sit under towers. They move very quickly. They have high line of sight. So they are pretty darn good. And Aztec Eagle Warriors in Imperial Age will get extra attack once you research their unique technology, which is really nice. So there you can see that my villagers are mining tons and tons of stone. I got 7 villagers in stone. Only 5 on gold because I'm running out of my gold pile on the left there. You really need to establish some space for yourself. Otherwise, you're going to starve yourself out of gold. That happened to me on a previous attempt where I just straight up ran out of gold so I couldn't do anything anymore. So the gold piles, you have a small one near your town, one that's almost depleted. You have the one in the middle that's very safe, the one that my one villager went to get as she built the wall. And you could mine Tabasco's gold, but it's not very safe and it's kind of hard to get to. You won't really have to have your villagers there. And then there's another one at the top, very top left, that's actually surprisingly safe. And if the game starts dragging on, you can expand to that area, which I do. And that area should have you set for gold as well. So now you can see I'm making some Eagle Warriors. I'm also thinking about advancing to the Imperial Age. But before I advance to the Imperial Age, I need to pick up the combat technologies in the Castle Age. There's no real point in advancing to the Imperial Age for me if I don't have the military upgrades from the Castle Age. because otherwise that's just 1,000 food and 800 gold down the drain, and 800 gold is a pretty big investment at this point in time for me to make, because I can't trade with my ally, and I only have that one tiny gold tile at the bottom left for myself, and also that relatively exposed center one that I haven't really managed to secure just yet. I would like to take this moment to point out that I really do appreciate the fact that farms can be auto-replenished now. It saves a ton of micro, and it actually made this game much more engaging and fun for me. I could manage military engagements much more instead of having to deal with civilian engagements. So there you see my Cannon Galleon. I let my guard down, and the Cannon Galleon gets converted by the enemy missionary. Now sadly, since they're in Imperial Age, they actually research heresy. How they have the freaking gold to research heresy, I'll never know. But basically, the missionary converted the Cannon Galleon back, and I reconverted the Cannon Galleon because I didn't want it to destroy the town center, and it just straight up died because they had heresy, so I couldn't get the Cannon Galleon back. That's very unfortunate. The Cannon Galleon is very, very nice as a defensive unit to intimidate enemies away. Losing that was a pretty big blow, but I didn't want to reset the save just over that, so I decided to push onwards. So as you can see, now I'm starting to mine stone out here. It's kind of a greedy play. They're not protected at all, and that's right next to the Spanish base. I'm about to lose all my stone miners, so I go without a stone miner for a little while here. So this is the second wave of enemies. They find themselves on my castle doors. Thankfully this time, I thought I had that place blocked off, and I'm pretty sure I thought I had that place blocked off during the game as well. But as you can see, the Eagle Warrior just moonwalked right through there, so I don't know what's going on there. I thought I patched that hole. I think I do end up patching that hole, but not just now. So I'm heading over to the Imperial Age so that I can start pushing out and actually fighting these guys. Around this time, Tlaxcala will actually start introducing trebuchets, but they're definitely the weaker enemy of the two. Cortez in the Imperial Age will start sending bombard cannons at you in groups of like 4 or 5. He has a siege workshop off to the southeast. That siege workshop is really the only siege weapon producer for Cortez. I haven't really seen a way to get to it, really. So there's no real way to stop it at the source. But the important thing is to just rush them down with Eagle Warriors or Jaguar Warriors before they can destroy the Tabasco town center. Remember, this whole time I have to protect the town center from Cannon Galleons, bombard cannons, and trebuchets. So it's very, very stressful. Like, they could not have picked a worse possible location for their town center. So now I've got a sizable force of Eagle Warriors. I wanted to, when I drafted up my strategy, after fending off one of their waves, I wanted to raid them with my Eagle Warriors. But sadly, I don't really think they were strong enough. I wanted my Eagle Warriors to be a bit stronger before they just ran in and sat underneath and attacked the enemies in case I saw one of their strike forces and lost all my soldiers. I definitely need to use my soldiers pretty intelligently here still because I don't really have too many, and most of my units are still economy units. As you can see, 47 out of 64 there are villagers. And I'm reaching the Imperial Age. This is where I patched the hole in the wall there. Nice. So I managed to save 3 horses from the stable in the middle, but the horses in this do not really matter. With this strategy where I have to save Tabasco, there really isn't a cheeky horse save play that I can do. So defeating Cortez and saving the horses are effectively the same thing. You'll see that by the end of the game I was effectively able to do either objective, but I just defeated Cortez first. Spoiler alert, sorry. Sorry, not sorry, actually. Little Conquistador there, still nice and alive. He works for us now. Not that they have heresy, I'll never get a Conquistador again. So there we pick up conscription. and I'm starting to run really, really low on gold. I need to expand to the middle gold patch there. It's reasonably safe now that it's blocked off. So it's not just reasonably safe, it's actually quite safe. So it's really, really good that I have that gold patch there. As you can see on screen right now, Tabasco is eating up the last of their gold here as well. There's really no chance for me to get those at all. They go basically straight into the crappy eagle warriors that Tabasco makes. Their military is completely inconsequential. I think they got like 10 kills throughout this mission. But their job was not to kill, their job was just to live and not delete their own town center. Yep, crop rotation to save even more wood. Not that wood is something that I am going to be lacking, but it's just always good to pick up your economy upgrades, especially in low population games like this where you can't expand your economy more with villagers. So each villager needs to be better. So here I actually got really freaked out. You can see that Tlaxcala sent a wave of attackers. This time, since they were in Imperial Age, they sent a trebuchet, and I thought that that town center that just getting destroyed right there was the Tabasco town center, but no, we were really lucky. It actually ended up being my town center, so I'm super glad that I kind of built a decoy town center there to get down for the president. And now here's where basically everything hits the fan. I realize here that I'm suffering from a major shortage of units, that the north is actually going to get overrun really quickly if I don't do something. As you can see in the left-hand side, I'm actually raiding Tlaxcala's gold mines, which are super exposed on the islands. But my Eagle Warriors being there means that they're not in the center, which is in danger. So there you can see that the Cannon Galleons have reared their ugly heads, and they're targeting my castle now. But they're also targeting the Tabasco town center. So this is actually really bad. But you see that because they've exposed themselves on the shoreline, that my pikemen are actually going to be able to get to them and kill one. So I have my singular repair villager there. I think I lost another villager and I lost my town center, so I couldn't produce any more. There's this villager building more walls down there to block Tlaxcala from Tabasco. But yeah, it's a mess right now. And my singular repair villager there is focused on saving my own castle there, which you can see goes down to about 1,000 health. It'll drop actually even further, but I have no time to worry about that. Every shot that's absorbed by my castle is a shot that's not absorbed by the Tabasco town center, so I'm really, really glad that I was able to build a castle there. That was a great suggestion. I posted on Reddit for help earlier, and someone suggested for me to build a castle next to their town center. I don't think it's feasible at this difficulty. I don't think it's feasible to do that right away because it'll just get destroyed immediately. But definitely placing one there once I stabilized a little bit was a really, really big help. Yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of management of my economy, sending some villagers to their deaths, but that's okay because villagers at this point are pretty cheap. I see the battering ram on my castle, and here I'm just queuing tons and tons of pikemen because I saw that I have tons of food and wood. I wasn't really doing anything with it. And pikemen, Aztec pikemen are actually decent, especially against cavalry once they get their attack upgrade. But now you can see that I was really glad that I saved my Eagle Warriors, because now my Eagle Warriors are going to be able to chase down those bombard cannons before they destroy my castle. And man oh man is that castle low. I think it's at like 500 something HP right now. So now I'm just desperately queuing villagers to get villagers up there to complete a town center so that I can once again begin creating villagers up there. My repair villager is also just unable to complete repairs. So really, if they breathe on that castle at this point, it's dead. But this is actually a good sign. This was a sign that I was going to win, and I felt really, really happy once I reached this point, because I hadn't been able to reach this point at all across any of my previous tries. And having hit the pop cap just felt really, really nice. So there you can see I'm building a castle to secure that gold on the top left. It'll also help me break open the wall so that I can get into Tlaxcala. And I suppose now would be a good time as any for how you might want to beat this campaign if you're not going for the hot and spicy achievement. This campaign is actually very easy without having to care about Tabasco, because you just let them die. What I do and what the hints suggest is that you can actually, instead of caring about Tabasco, you can focus on getting stone for a castle and going to building a castle at the top left of where my left-hand wall of my base is. I'll mention it again once it shows up. The one with the stone pile and the gold pile right next to it, because that castle effectively will help you do a lot of things. It'll help you repel the first raids. It'll give you an entry point into Tlaxcalans' base to raid them and kill them early, especially their exposed gold sources. And it'll also secure you a gold and a stone. So I really like doing that early on. And if you can raid Tlaxcala and kill off their gold sources early on, then you'll be in really good shape to eliminate an enemy straight up right off the bat. And it basically becomes a 1v1 cakewalk because you have Tlaxcala's gold as well. So now you can see I'm starting to stabilize more. I still haven't completed that town center, but I have a ton of pikemen up there. Cortez mostly is training cavaliers, two-handed swordsmen, and bombard cannons. Tlaxcala is training crossbowmen, eagle warriors, and the odd trebuchet now every once in a while. He also has skirmishers in there thrown in, which are good against my pikemen. But it really doesn't matter too much because skirms, there's just not enough of them to really do too much to my pikemen here. And my pikemen are dirt cheap anyway, so letting them die to skirms is really not too big of a deal. I just need some meat. So now you can see that I'm starting to prepare my attack for Tlaxcala. I have a few trebuchets on the right hand side. Now I'm just trying to focus on managing my economy. And things are actually starting to settle down now. At this point, I basically have the victory in the bag. The town center isn't really in any danger. I'm in Imperial Age. I have plenty of resources. I'm pop capped. I have a castle by them. And I'm pretty sure that Cortez doesn't create any more Cannon Galleons. In fact, I'm sure he doesn't, because he doesn't build any docks. So those 5 Cannon Galleons that we eliminated, once you eliminate them, there's no more on the river. So I'm almost like completely immune from Cannon Galleon snipe at this point. And really that was a lose condition, this town center. Again, like, playing this standardly, it's really like a 1v2 where you just kill Tlaxcala really fast first and you'll be good. So that's the normal way. There's not really much to say about this campaign. But I really do think that going for this achievement, the hot and spicy achievement, made this level much more fun. And in fact, that's probably why I'm doing a post-commentary on it instead of a live commentary. My first 2 commentaries on this were effectively just me coming back to the game. They were much easier levels, much more relaxing, and I didn't really have to focus 100% on the gameplay. But for this one, I really had to give it everything. I had to strategize stuff on paper and try over and over again to secure the W. And I really was satisfied by this. Age of Empires is a freaking fantastic game, and being able to record a video like this in high definition for my viewers is it's a very nice feeling. Makes me happy.
J. Oh, cool. Picture.
Yeah, again, so now that the main threats have been eliminated, the Cannon Galleons, the early rush, the threat to my base, and like I have a solid defense up at the north for my ally Tabasco. The campaign is, the level at this point is effectively over. It's really now just about taking my sweet time and making my victory lap and running them over. So those two islands with the gold mines, the mining camps and the watchtowers, those are the camps I was talking about that are super exposed. This area where my castle is now is where I would place my original castle if I was doing this the non-hot and spicy way. As you can see, it overlooks a gold mine and a stone mine. So those two mines would ordinarily be the first two mines that I secure for myself. So you can see I walk right past the trebuchet there. I decide to destroy it. And really, that's more or less it. The petards are kind of scary, but they didn't end up doing enough damage to break through there. And I think, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let the commentary just go. I will say that to beat Tlaxcalans, you just got to destroy both their town centers, which is pretty straightforward. You can completely ignore their castle. Once you destroy their two town centers, they will just delete everything else and resign. So there are strategies where you can, if you build a castle really quickly, you can just defeat them with 16 petards. Or 12 petards. You just run 6 petards at each town center and it'll be enough to destroy both of them, to take them out really early and get access to their gold mines. And yeah, after I clean up Tlaxcala, I go over and I clean up Cortez as well. Cortez is more, it's just completely total and utter domination. It's just a victory lap. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of just let the commentary end now for realsies. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and this will be Clever Fool signing out of the post-commentary. See you guys next time. Oh my gosh, I think we have it. That took so much focus. So long as we don't throw, we should be okay.
Batne. Aksak.
Kumante. Bantelwon. Ban ok. Bantelwon. Jong Gebio.
Kex. Achtzak.
Kumante. Ok. Ok. Ban. Bantelwon. Kumante. Ok. Ku. Ok. Ku. Ok. Jong. Bantelwon. Ok. Gebio. Kumante.
Che. Ok. Aksak.
Ok. Bantelwon. Ban. Ok. Ku. Bantelwon. Ok.
Comance. Bantelpon. Banhome. Tsak. Unane.
Kumante. Bantelwon. Ku. Gebio. Kumante.
O.
Bantelwon. Kumante. Gebio. Ban. Ku. Ok. Gebio. Kumante. Baku. Jong. Gebio. Kumante. Ok. Ban. Gebio. Bantelwon. Jong. Gebio. Mante. Ban. Gebio. Kumante. Ku.
Kek. Comance. Achtzak.
Kumante. Bantelwon. Ok. Jong. Gebio. Bantelwon. Kumante. Jong. Gebio. Ok. Ok. Jong. Gebio. Bantelwon. Ok. Gebio. Kumante. Ku. Bantelwon. Kumante. Gebio. Gebio.
It is here that the Spanish sank their own transports to prove their determination to conquer our lands. Cortés must be nearby.
Batne. Ikho.
Jay.
Ok. Atsak.
Ok.
Bantelwon. Atsak.
Ku ok. Jong. Kumante. Bantel. Jebyo.
Jay. Ku. Satunan.
Kumante.
Banne. Sak. Nan.
Ban ok. Kumante. Jebyo. Bantel. Jong. Ok. Jebyo. Kumante. Ok.
Man, not having to manage my farms is so nice. Like, I've never actually reached this point of the game where I actually don't need to click back every few seconds. I feel like I can actually improve my military management capabilities for the first time in a long time, which is really nice.
Kumante. Bantel. Ban ku. Jong. Ok. Kumante. Ku. Bantel.
Okay. Sak.
Ok. Kumante. Bantel. Ban ok. Ok. Ku. Ban. Jebyo. Ok. Jong. Bantel. Kumante. Jebyo. Ok. Jebyo. Ban. Jong. Kumante. Jebyo. Ok. Jebyo. Ban ok. Bantelwon. Kumante. Bantelwon. Banne. Kumante. Ok. Jebyo. Ok. Bantelwon. Jebyo. Comance. Comance. Jonke. Ok. Jebio.
Batne. Che. Oh, Bantelwon. Aksak.
Bantel. Jonke. Comance. Ok. Comance. Ok. Jebio. Jebio. Ok.
And we unlock the achievement. Oh my god, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Although the Aztec warriors fought well that day, my men were frightened by the beasts that the Spanish rode into combat, and by the noise of their exploding weapons. Although we had survived the attack, I thought it best to withdraw towards Tenochtitlan and share with Emperor Montezuma all that we had learned. I don't know if my uncle Montezuma was being cowardly or merely trying to preserve us from the wrath of the gods, but he sent more gifts to Cortés along with an invitation to visit our great city as his personal guest. I was there when Montezuma met Cortés on one of the causeways leading into our great city. The Spanish had evidently never seen anything like Tenochtitlan, and they stared in wonder at the brightly colored markets and pyramids rising out of a man-made island in the middle of a gigantic lake, Texcoco. Some of the Spanish soldiers asked whether it was all a dream, the first glimpse of things never heard, seen, or dreamed before. Montezuma led Cortés to the top of the Great Pyramid, where he pointed out the various canals and neighborhoods of the city. But Cortés was mostly interested in gold ornaments, and helped himself to any which he encountered. I was no longer convinced that this man was Quetzalcoatl. So says Cuauhtémoc, jaguar warrior of Tenochtitlan.
Oh man, was that stressful. But I'll be doing a voiceover of this later. But I can't believe I actually did that. Nice. Nice. Lots of units killed, lots of units lost. Tabasco tried, but more importantly, Tabasco lived. And in my eyes, that is what they call a pog champ. Look at that. Is survival to finish? Very good. Alright. This is the Clever Fool. We successfully did Quetzalcoatl on hard difficulty and unlocked the achievement Hot and Spicy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.